My name is Jordan, and I make Pokemon Go videos and put them on the internet. Slowly. Hey everyone, my name's Jordan. I make Pokemon Go videos and I put them on the internet. It's been a crazy start to the 2026 year. I actually ended up getting back on island this week. And I've been like crazy jet lag. I've been sick. I like lost my voice when I went to Kansas. I went to go to Kansas to go visit my family for the holidays. It was a ton of fun. I had a blast. I really missed them. I haven't seen them in like over 8 months. But man, it's been stressful with the traveling and like just coming back and trying to get like adjusted to life again. And it was weird because it was like I was in 40-degree weather and now I'm back in this hot humidity that is Guam. And yeah, it's been a weird week. And I did not even get a chance to play the Kyurem Raid Day. And that's the point of this video. I heard that Kyurem Raid Day was a mess. For some people, I mean, it's always like depends on the trainer. Of course, there's trainers who are like, it was phenomenal. I got so many shinies and plenty of hundos or whatever. But I heard from others though, and I think majority of our trainers really struggled with this event. It was really underwhelming because the odds of seeing Kyurem in raids compared to Reshiram and Zekrom was astronomical. A lot of people saw Reshiram and Zekrom significantly more than Kyurem, which I think that was really annoying for trainers. And the shiny odds were not good. And on top of that, the catch rate was awful. So it took people a long time to catch a Kyurem in a raid. And so that is in itself is like really unfortunate, and especially on like a specific raid day, the fact that it was specified for raids was something that I didn't expect to like be that bad of an event, and yet it was. So that's like super unfortunate. But I wanted to make this video more about not just like the raid day and this event in its entirety. And by the way, if you did participate in the event, comment down below. How was your raid day experience? Did you end up getting a shiny? Did you beat the odds of what the shiny odds were? 1 out of 10, I think. And then did you end up getting good IVs, or was the catch rate, was it awful? For me, it always is when I raid legendaries. And it kind of goes back to, but I'm circling this whole conversation, yap session, if you will, about rating in general. So I am not a fan of rating. I think rating in Pokemon Go is one of the most overrated things that you can do in the game. I don't. It's not enjoyable from like the animation to like so visually, but also like the catch rate. And this is more geared towards like legendaries. I think if you're doing like 1, 2 star raids, whatever, 3 star raids, I don't think those are like nearly as bad. But when you're doing the legendary raids, it's very underwhelming, and I just think it's really overrated. So I just want to dive into that a little bit in this yap session, and it just kind of gave me this idea because of the feedback that I was seeing and the comments that I was reading about people and their experiences for Kyurem Raid Day. And it's just that like one, I don't like in the game of Pokemon Go, I've participated in like raid day events where it just feels stressful. I remembered when I was doing the Rayquaza raid day and I went with a group of friends and I was driving and we were like it was like a train, if you will. And we were all just like driving to all these different spots and raiding Rayquaza. And I remembered at the end of the day, I ended up getting a couple of shinies, all of no good IVs at all. I didn't even get a hundo. I got a hundo for my friend, which is annoying. But the whole point of that experience is that it was just overwhelming and stressful. I didn't enjoy it. There was never a time where I was just like, man, this is like a blast. And even like the rewards you get, and that's like my biggest issue with raiding in general, is that the amount of rewards that you get for sacrificing your raid passes. And for a lot of trainers, we don't get a lot of raid passes, and that's not something like I don't always invest in those as much. And of course, the remote raid pass situation where you can only have a certain amount of those is really annoying. So it just always makes it a really stressful experience. And I just remembered after that raid day, I just felt tired, really, really tired. And that's how I've always felt with rating. And that's why I always just get like irritated about it. And now more than ever, like rating legendaries first of all, it is really annoying trying to catch them. I cannot stand like how often I would be at events, especially events where there's like good Pokemon spawning. So usually like Go Fest or whatever, or like the Sinnoh, the themed uh, events for like each region or whatever. I remember like trying to like raid, but yet I really wanted to like focus on like catching the Pokemon because it took so long to catch legendaries. And that's just something that I don't think people talk about enough. It's so obnoxious trying to your second to third to last ball trying to catch a legendary raid boss. And you know the IVs aren't good either, but you're just doing it for the candies. And that's just really irritating. And so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. And also with raiding, when you raid legendaries, the amount of the items that you get for it, and that's why I find like raiding to be overrated in general is that the items you get for raiding a legendary, you'll get like 30, 15 to like 30 like hyper potions and revives and get like rare candies. But nowadays, rare candies in the game of Pokemon Go aren't as valuable compared to getting XLs. And so I just feel like I just don't have much of an incentive to grind legendaries as much. And now, especially now with like remote trading being a thing, like lucky remote trading and being able to get access to legendaries from your friends, like that's something that you can easily do now. And like that, and also with the silver bottle cap and the gold bottle caps being a thing in Pokemon Go, it just feels like now more than ever, rating is not something that feels like a top priority in the game of Pokemon Go. And again, I've always found that experience to be rating to be just boring. And so I don't know. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because I feel like this conversation needs to be had. And from the items that you get to like it just doesn't seem like the investment of your time and energy and money to rating and what you're getting back in return is literally not worth it. Literally. I just wanted to say that. I wanted to share my thoughts on that because I've always felt in Pokemon Go like you have to like sacrifice your time to do the things that you want to do. And legendary rating is just not one of those things that I've ever enjoyed. And even like putting like a team together, like unless you're like solo rating or like duo rating or whatever, like a legendary boss as like a challenge, I find those to be valuable, I guess, in rating if that's something you like to do. Um, but yeah, I just think that sometimes investing my time and energy to doing raids where I kind of know the outcome, and you have to be like incredibly lucky to get a shundo or even a hundo from like doing raid days. And it just really sucks to hear that the Kyurem raid day didn't go as well for a lot of trainers. And so please comment down below if you really did have a good experience. I'd love to hear about it because what I keep reading about and what I keep hearing is that the shiny odds were really bad and the catch rates were awful. And that just sucks, man. I really hate that for trainers because we really do put a lot of time and energy and even like driving around to all the raid bosses in your area is really tough. You have to coordinate with your friends. I mean, it's just like a hassle to do all that work in order for it to not go as well. So, anyways, I just wanted to yap. I really appreciate you all watching. Again, comment down below your thoughts on rating. I just find it to be one of the most overrated things to do in the game. It's especially with like the all the things now that are being intertwined in the game with like gold caps, silver caps. I don't know. And then also like having like a hundo is only like really that relevant, or having like a top IV is like really only relevant when it comes to like PvP. Other than that, like it's really not that like a 96% IV is really not that much different statistically when compared to like an 80% IV. So yeah, do some final shiny checks real quick. Did any? No. Okay, Charmander. It's really good timing, by the way, because it's actually raid hour for Genesect, and I don't see anybody in raids at all. So I doubt I will be able to get any raids in. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. My name's Jordan. I make Pokemon Go videos. I put them on the internet. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you did, feel free to leave a like, comment. Feel free to subscribe if you like. You don't have to, absolutely. And yeah, here's a 2026. Hopefully they do a Kyurem Raid Day again, which is that's embarrassing when they have to do that, by the way. But have a good day, y'all. Peace. Salute.